So it's been a couple of weeks since Line 6 updated the Pod Go with the 2.0 firmware, and we have the update for the editor, and I've done a couple of videos, overviews of the new Grammatico GSG amp and the Moon amp. So in this video, we're going to look at another one, a new one, the L6 Elmsley. And what we're going to do is we're going to build a little preset here, just a nice rock lead tone. Okay, so we got the old trusty Les Paul. Let's dig into it. So I've queued up a new space here. So let's find the amp. Let's find it. And it's a nice green and the gold color. There we go. Okay, now we got it. Oh, and now we have it. My mouse is a little jumpy today. Okay, so now let's see. Now it has a legacy cab assigned to it. Now this is just my default, because my default, and you can change this, right? You can have it set in global settings. I won't show you right now, but maybe another video, where you don't have to have the matching cab linked automatically to any head that you select. Okay, so I just have mine default to, it looks like a 212 double C12N, so that would be like a twin reverb. So yeah, I guess my setting is kind of like a twin reverb default. Any case, let's move on. So let's try a new cab. Okay, now I always like a 412 greenback, so I'm going to do it. Now let's hear how this sounds. There, volume up first, kids. Okay, obviously terrible, but because I'm familiar with the 412 greenback, because I used it a lot, let's move forward. But you know what? Just for some experimentation, let's try this Marshall 1960. That's pretty cool. 20, greenback 20. I was going to do the Moon. Let's do the Blackbird 30. And then there's a Brit Vintage 30. Yeah, let's go. We'll stick with greenback. And if I haven't mentioned, in the description box below, I'll put a link for this preset. If you like it, you can download it for free in the custom tone area on the Line 6 website. So this is just going to be, we'll try and do this quick and simple, just a simple rock lead preset. So let's go with the greenback because I don't want to take too much more of your time. So here's the new cab engine. If you haven't seen it, you can move the mic around, you know, and choose your mic. So 57 is good, but I tend to like the 160 ribbon to get a little more punch. And how far do I want it? Let's go, you know, I don't really like it pointing right at there. You could try 45 degree off axis. Let's hear this. Not much difference, and there's a reason I'm using these headphones in this video today, so I can really hear, because this is how I build presets with my Audio-Technica MX50s, or whatever the number is, but they're 50s Audio-Technicas, and this is what I'm used to. So I like that. I like how this sounds, and I'm going to just position it a little bit like that. Low cut, let's do a little 90 hertz. High cut, I'm going to bring it to there. Let's hear this. Okay, I can work with that. And I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to go back to the amp. Now look what we have here. Pretty straightforward. You have drive, bass, mid, treble. So you have your drive, you have your EQ section. Of course, the master is up. Channel volume, presence, depth, NFB, which I haven't. I did read about it, and now I forgot what it stands for. And then you have the usual sag, hum, ripple, you know, to try and emulate some of the real characteristics of an amp. So let's start from the top, you know, drive. Because what I'm going to do, I like to use the amp's drive to a degree, and then I like to add a distortion pedal, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'll move that down. Get a little grainy there. Now I like a mid punch, so let's put that up. The master, I don't like it cranked, so let's do this. Okay, that brought things down a little bit, but you can always bring that back up with your channel volume. And to do, if I can do this quickly here, let's go to Logic. Okay, so that's For me, I like to use the meter in my recording software to judge how loud I am. Okay, that's, you know what? That's good. I like that. So I'm going to leave the master and channel volume as is. Now I like to, as you saw on the meter, I think it was peaking at about -5 dB. I like to be somewhere between -9, -6. So you know what? I am going to lower this a little bit. Let's do this. All right, I think this is going to be okay. And you can adjust when you, if you download this preset, you can adjust it yourself, okay? So, I'm going to have up the presence a little bit. Now depth, let's try this. Let's crank it. Now let's minimize it all the way. Okay, I'm hearing subtle difference. So it seems to be a little bassier up. So I'm going to leave it the way it is. Now NFB. Somebody in the comment below, or I'll comment myself if I get to it. We'll find out what that stands for, but it is in the release notes. So NFB. What if I turn it off? Okay, it seems to lose a little presence and clarity. Now let's say if I put it all the way up. That's too grindy and nasally for me. Let's put it here. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Now, the sag, the hum, the ripple, now this is like about, dare I say, how much the tubes are going to be compressed. So if you want like your heavy metal stuff, you can lower it. I tend to like it up a bit. Hum, ripple is something about, you know, pushing the AC transformer or something. We don't really need to screw around with these right now, but I just tend to, I like to up the biases a little bit, and I'll up the hum. Maybe I'll put that back down a bit. All right, so now I'm going to add a drive. Distortion. You have the new pillars. Let's check it out. It's all right, but I always tend to default to the Scream 808, the tube screamer. Not bad, but another good one I like is the Boss, the Super OD or Super Overdrive. Yeah, I like that better. All right, so I mean, I could try a couple others. I don't want to make this too long of a video, but let's try the Tima. Oh, even not bad. Diana Drive. That's good too. Horizon Drive. Now let's try. I don't like this gate up so much. I don't want the bright up. My mouse is rolling. All right, I'm going to talk with my pick in my mouth because it's easier to manipulate the mouse. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm sold on that. So listen, I'm sorry, guys. But Air Apparent is good. Rat, Valve Driver. Let's try Compulsive Drive. You know what? Sometimes it's just the good old tube screamer, right? And we'll bring the tone down. And then I'm going to put the amps drive up. Yeah, I'm not sold on this, guys. What do you think? I kind of like the Stupor. All right, next I'm going to, you know what? I need to add, I like playing with reverb, having it on, so let's have it. I'm going to put the hall, and this is a little ambient thing I do. I kind of up it. I up the decay. I don't even bother with pre-delay. And these cuts, you know, I don't want the high cut too much. And then I put the mix down, and I'll put trails on. Let's see. See, you should have tuned up a little bit, eh? That was bugging me. Okay, well, and another thing we can do is another thing I do is I use the dedicated EQ block. So let's get the 10 band going, and let's see if we can do some more tone shaping here. Now let's get rid of some of I like to cut off some of this low here. I don't think these two low frequencies, the 31.25 hertz and the 62.5 hertz, really matter that much. I think it's more for bass frequencies, but I find using the 125 does affect things. I'm going to chop that down a bit. I'm going to up the 250 hertz, and I definitely like the 500 for some more mid punch. I'm going to drop the 1 hertz, then up the 2 and up the 4 a bit. Let's see. Real time, folks. Next time I'll tune up. Yeah, not bad. A little better. So what else could I do here? I'm going to up the mids. I like the mids more, but we want to take some of that boomy, scratchy, and I'm going to up that more. And you know what? I'll put the 1K back up a little bit. Now I like that better. Now another thing we can do is that you can some coloring. I mean, you could add something like let's put this block here, and let's go to the dynamic section. Now you could try a kinky the kinky comp, but no, that's not what I wanted actually. I was going to do a kinky boost, but I'm going to here to try Veta Juice. Veta Juice I find is good for fattening. So not bad. But if we go here and let's try the kinky boost. Now having it says kinky boost, but having the boost before your drive or before your amp, it's not going to boost the volume, but it's going to saturate. It's going to saturate your amp and saturate your drive. Now if you put the kinky boost after the amp or after the cab, then you're going to notice a volume. Then it acts as like an actual boost. So let's hear it with the kinky boost. That's the saturation I was looking for. So I'm going to leave it where it is, but let's just check it out, the parameters. So boost is off, bright is off. Let's put bright on. Let's hear that. I like that better, but we don't need this to be so driven. I'm going to put it, like, chop it down in half here. I'll up it a little more. Okay, that's solid to me. Now the missing piece to my puzzle, and you know what, folks, always save your work. I'm going to save preset, but then I'm going to call it, I'm going to turn the volume off. Let's call this the L6 Elmsley, I believe. Oh no, you know what? It's Elmsley, right? And then enter, and I'm going to save. Yeah, save. Okay. Let me make sure I titled that right. Yeah, Elmsley. Okay. And now the final piece I like to add for a lead a preset is a delay, and you can look. Now we didn't eat up much DSP. It's just this one's grayed out, this ADT, but most of your delays are available. But for simplicity's sake and to keep this video, under an hour, it won't be an hour. Go for simple delay. Now, I kind of want a little more ambience, so I don't. The lower here you have your time, the quicker the repeat. Oops, turn my volume back on. That, you know, that's like for slapback echo. So I like to have it somewhere like high 500s. Let's try this. Okay, so now the scale, I like to have it to 100. I just find it, I like the repeats, how they respond better. I usually up it to somewhere close to 40%, but I lower the mix. So let's lower it to 18%, and let's hear how this sounds. So you got a little trailing there, but it's not too obtrusive. Okay, I really like that. And I'm hearing some humming. And one thing I always do, which I haven't even done yet, go to this first icon with the guitar, put the gate on. Hum is gone. And it won't choke out. You know, I leave it to the default. You know, but if I'm using a single coil guitar and I'm still hearing hum, then I'll up the threshold, because this default's at minus 48 dB, so I'd put it like closer to minus 40 or something, until the hum is gone, but the notes aren't choking out. So let's hear this. Let's make sure nothing's getting choked out. So good sustain, nothing's getting choked out, but the hum is gone. Now I will save this work again. So that's the Line 6 Elmsley. Like, do I think I can do a 2-channel amp out of it? I might try. I'm not going to do it right now, but I think, you know, it's a great amp. I'd have to investigate it some more, but I mean, it's a nice simple amp for the most part. It's just these two new controls for this amp, depth and NFB. So I didn't find it drastically changed the character of the amp, but there was some difference. So you can read up about it in the release notes to see what those two features do. But this is one of the easier amps to dial in. Like the Grammatico GSG has all these new bells and whistles, and it's a 2-channel amp right there. You don't even have to try and do a workaround to make it clean and drive. So I mean, if that's even easier, but there's more controls and more things to read about in that amp. So nice amp. Let's play it one more time, and then we'll get out of here. Okay. It's got a kind of slash tone, isn't it? Okay, so good preset. Again, if you want to download it, there's a link in the description box below. So that's our quick look at the Line 6 Elmsley new amp and a preset build, a lead rock guitar preset build to get you started. Okay, thanks for watching. If you like the video, click that thumbs up icon, and we'll see you next time.